Let's get started then. So, this is gonna be a special session. We are gonna be doing downtime actions, and we're gonna be skipping about 3.5 years till February 1961 this time. And, well, I figure at that point, the civil rights movement in New Orleans would have reached a point where even the vampires couldn't really ignore it anymore, because that's when they started boycotting the Mardi Gras. So, with that being the case, we're gonna have about 12 downtime actions per person. And after everyone takes their first downtime action, we're gonna do a random event, and after we go around the circle, each time we're gonna do another random event, and we're gonna roll severity for said random event to figure out how bad it is, just to keep them off balance. In terms of difficulties, the base is gonna be 15, but it's gonna be brought down by pretty much anything I can think of that can apply, from access to disciplines, to helpers, to backgrounds, to whatever. And you can also use, so this will come into play more for NPCs, multiple downtime actions to do a single thing and further reduce the difficulty. So, for example, if the base difficulty ends up being, for example, 11, you could spend 3 downtime actions on it and bring it to like a 7. So it gives an option for all the little scrub NPCs that don't have access to a lot of things to make things go really quickly, because there's a lot of things you at your power level should be able to just breeze through in a couple of months. That would take a lower tier vampire possibly years. And that should allow for that, but we'll adjust as we go if necessary. So, I believe you, Demi, we're gonna start out, at least as far as we already determined that, with fucking over the Zimitzi.
Well, I mean, for the first interaction, I could either, do the Zimacy, or I could, start handling the crazy gangrel. So, I mean, really either goes, but what do you feel like would go better first, maybe? It's not really that important, but I mean, because I did kind of handle the Zimacy previously when I was with Epic, so I'm not sure how much, time might have went.
These would be happening pretty much simultaneously, so pick one.
Yeah, okay. I'm probably gonna start just with handling the gangrel.
Okay. So,
sorry to just interrupt, but first I just need to confirm this because of the shit that happened previously. Wounds, since I was down to 5 ag mauled, due to goddamn sun, would I still be hurt, damaged, or what?
That hasn't happened yet, I don't
that
think.
hasn't happened yet before the first action, and unless you're consistently getting wounded a lot, we're gonna assume that you are gaining willpower, spending willpower, healing wounds, getting wounds, and just, we're gonna assume that essentially that is happening as part of whatever process you're undertaking.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna ignore the wound penalties right now then.
Yeah, just ignore. How did
and
you...
our willpower should be full at the moment, I believe.
Yes, you may use your full willpower pool for to gain. Well, essentially, you have your full willpower pool, and you can use it for any actions that you want to take during downtime. Essentially, you can get an automatic success on a roll by spending one of those points. Given
we get our willpower back?
Yes, you get your full willpower for the purposes of downtime, and after downtime is over, you will reset to full, so feel free to use it on anything that comes up if you need to.
Yep, this particularly will help those like you, Jack, with a shit ton of willpower.
Yay.
Given that you in particular can handle a lot of your business, I think I will give you Epic, like, say, bonus 2 points of temporary willpower to spend for the purpose of this, because you can squeeze in a bit more rest and relaxation just by virtue of fast communications and just not being as asleep as the rest of them, so you should be, well, not equal to them, at least comparable.
Alright.
And you will also, of course, get an additional benefit for being Humanity 8 on some social roles.
Yep.
So, Demi, I believe you were going in terms of social for getting people to...
Yeah, I think I would probably use a Vivian as a good example of how to handle people who are potentially crazy. Take it slow, take it easy, and social. Nothing too aggressive. Just be nice, be calm, collective, and just be social.
Okay, let's see. So, you are working with Gangrel. You have... I don't think I'm gonna apply your status to this, because they're not really giving a fuck about Vamp society in general. But client status would definitely apply. I will say that Enchanting Voice and Presence would both apply as well. So that would take you down to at least an 8. And what else might apply here? Are you willing to use your Pedzimitzi for any of this?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think she's still stable enough in my mind to really put out yet, especially surrounded by other crazy people. It could just make a bad mix mash. So I don't think I would be using her yet, at least in this early stage, until I know that she's better.
Okay. Now, we did say that Archie would fuck off because asking nicely, he's has far too high an opinion of himself to listen to that, but I will say that Maxim would spend one of his downtime actions to help you, and that will give you an additional -3, let's say, because Maxim has a lot of things that help him. Not the least of which is the ability to dominate the 2 fucks you're trying to control.
Right. So that would be difficulty 5, correct?
Yes, I believe so. And I think we're gonna call that a charisma leadership to get them to listen peacefully.
Right. Yeah, that actually hasn't applied yet. I remember us talking that during downtime, like maybe in the half, since I'm still sort of spending XP, that maybe about half I would be able to spend more XP to get my leadership up. But that would be into the half, so I'll just go with the 1 leadership for now. I will be spending a willpower point because I think this is a pretty important and trying to, not keep the crazies going away. So yeah, I'll be spending 1 willpower point.
You want, say, 2 successes for each of the gangrel you want to fully control. So you need a total of 4.
Okay, so that's 7 dice and 1 automatic because willpower. Difficulty 5.
Yep. Just enough. Archie is busy causing trouble, but the other 2, you're gonna be able to keep them under control without devolving into animals and running amok.
Sweet.
Okay then. Epic. What would be your first downtime action?
My first downtime action is to try and form some kind of peaceful, at least a peaceful stance to actually start talking with the werewolves. Start trying to, get them to come to a peaceful agreement.
Okay, how do you go about this?
The first thing I do is use my celerity 6 in order to, talk to one of them. Probably not really a lead or anything, but see about trying to get in contact. Not celerity 6, aspect 6.
Uh-huh.
La, 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 la. I don't have celerity at all. But I'm going to use that to try and, tell them that I wish to form peaceful negotiations, see what they wish to go about doing so with, and most likely probably end up meeting them and trying to get them to come around to trying to form, more than just simple peace agreement, but more along the lines of the bedrock for possible alliance later in time.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at what you have and how it can be used. You have access to Dementation 1. I would say that would be worth probably a -2. Let's see. So, -2 for Dementation. Another -1 for Sanctity, -1 for Humanity 8. Child would give you a +1, I would say. Because to them that would be an abomination.
Absolutely, I'm not surprised.
Enchanting Voice would help for the -2. Let's see. Status contact allies, retainers, none of that would really help. Let's see. That +1, that -1 erases each other. And you do have Aspect 6.
That should really, I think that part should really help with the, initial forming of this.
It does. It does quite
Death
a
probably
bit.
is not going to happen, so.
I will give you a total of -3 for Aspects. It would be -4, but they would realize that the spirit that was speaking to them originally at some point was probably you, and
That's fine. I'll accept that. That's more than good.
which I think washes you to a 7 on the difficulty.
Right?
So I think Charisma Politics, since you're applying to their pragmatism, I think.
I'm actually not going to be really trying to go for their pragmatism so much as talking more about avoiding, death and war on both sides.
I see you angling for that empathy roll.
Yeah, of course I would. And it makes sense for my character. She would really be trying to go, let's avoid killing each other. We would both really suffer from it horribly.
I don't think I'm gonna give you the empathy. I'll let you use etiquette.
But empathy makes so much sense. Oh,
it makes sense from your end, but the werewolves wouldn't really be necessarily receptive to it because it's very hard for them to see you as a proper person.
Well, PowerPoint. They will learn I am a proper person. Eventually, we will be having, exchanges of ideas and shit like that. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I don't think most other people are going to agree with it too much. 9. Spend willpower point.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 7. I have eloquent. I have no idea if that'll count or not.
It would.
But here we go.
Nice.
I have 6 successes.
That might be enough for them to just demand Archie's head instead of trying to kill all of you.
Woo!
I love how people enjoy trying to destroy the city.
Okay.
Yes, it's very fun.
Write these down somewhere, Epic. This might matter. I don't know
Yep.
how yet, but we might need to reference it at some
If
point.
it does matter, I think one of the first things I'd really like to get both sides talking about is setting up some actual borders.
Uh-huh.
Just in case that matters. This side is werewolf country, this side is vampire country, shit like that.
Sure. They tell you to stay out of that fucking swamp. So, Jackalor.
Yes.
Um,
Well,
you wanted to look for a librarian or horse trade to get a better one than you would normally get.
yeah, pretty much. And I would also try to get Leonard to work on getting my resources back.
Yes,
That's the
we
tough one.
already discussed that.
Yeah, okay.
So, how would you like to go about it? I assume you were gonna trade for thaumaturgy.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, should I reduce my library rating? I reduced already.
It's
once.
already reduced. She would have taken 1 dot off the top, taken some of the rarer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what would apply here? Not gonna necessarily go by thaumaturgy rating, because that is available. But
Oh, also, we need to map out probably quintessence stuff.
I'm gonna assume that you are using it for experiments and rituals, because I assume you're gonna be doing research.
Yeah, but that's probably.
Okay, so you have no clan status and a status of 1. That doesn't really help. Let's put it that way.
Yay.
Okay, and you're trading for favors. What rituals you have that might be valuable? Looking at the rarer stuff.
Well, ward. I probably have wards. A lesser trigger.
Lesser
Very
trigger
rare.
is definitely one. And mirror walk in particular would be
Yeah.
valuable. Bone of Light is probably one of the more commonly known level 4s. So
Yep.
how about we say a -3 for those 2 rituals, because those could be valuable. You don't have Tom 6, which would be valuable for this. You do have access to the focused mind well enough to teach at least some of it in a semi-reasonable time frame. So why don't we call it another -1 for that? So we are at -4 right now. And I will definitely give you a -3 for your rating that's tied into quintessence. Because that allows you to boost your workings, essentially. Library, you probably have access to some of the lower end rituals. So I'm gonna give you a -1 for having it at 3 because like 1 and 2 ratings are gonna be easy enough to get locally.
Yep.
So right now we're looking at a difficulty 7 unless you can think of something that would help.
Don't think so. What would the role be?
Intelligence occult. You would be using
Okay.
your... You would be pimping out your magic skills.
Okay. So I'll spend a point of willpower on this.
Okay.
Holy shit!
Okay.
Does Kindred Lore apply?
Yes,
creative apply?
and creative probably would as well, so that would be 8 successes.
9, actually. Willpower.
Willpower.
9, yeah. Shit. So, it's a... How much of this would you want to devote towards getting someone who would be loyal and easy to work with, and how much of it would you want to devote... Or, let's put it this way, how much would you like to devote towards controlling their personality and how much to boosting their power?
Half and half.
Okay. So, which would be the higher half?
On power level.
Okay. I would say that with this, you could get a good hard worker that for some reason looks up to your coldly methodical ways at about a 120 XP. So, an Ancilla.
Holy shit, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it.
Write that down somewhere, we'll make him afterwards.
Yeah. So 120 XP.
Yes, you've managed to get a recruit. Congratulations. Gods damn it. Well, eventually the snowflake will melt, Demi. Yes, that is absolutely true. Okay. Bacon. What do you wish to do?
What I remember, I was in a very shitty situation.
Yes.
So I think I have to stabilize the whole government.
Well, the government is, well, your government is fucked.
Yeah. I have to reestablish my dominance, avoid getting too much of fuckery on me.
Common sense says that after that shameful display, hunters are probably already tracking you and your assets.
Yep, I'm pretty sure of that.
So,
Well,
what would you like to focus on first? Because you have to pick some kind of priority.
I mean, I could prioritize the hunters, but the worst that could happen is me dying, so it's only relief from the pain.
Do you want to... How do you wish to go about solidifying your power base? Because there are... You could look for allies, you could try to make everyone afraid of you, you could try and manipulate appearances to make this look bad or undo the damage. What's your approach?
Yeah, I think that the fear approach won't work too much on this situation, but I probably should try to get allies and make sure that who's on my side is on my side. Just give them more power, distribute embrace rights or something like that.
Alright. So, just how much are you spreading around? In terms of gifts, boons, etc. And to who?
I would say that I would go for the clans that I feel that are already closer to me. So I would go with Ventru, Torador, uh, some to Tenosferatu and Tremere.
Okay.
And also the Bruja. The Bruja is good, but they, they are on like a middle ground.
Okay, give me numbers. How many new vampires is each of those clans getting? If any.
Um,
It
probably
would
like,
really be like 2 for my clan.
yeah, two for Tremere, but he would need to send his ritual maker to put art in every place on the city. It would be two for the Torador, two for the Nosferatu, and I would offer one to the Ventru and one to the Bruja.
Okay. Um at that's fine. Um the Malkavians and Gangrels are probably gonna be butthurt.
I would
Let's
use the excuse that I'm giving members to the lowest clans, the lowest population
That's
clans to
fine.
balance it.
It's just that they wouldn't be. Let me just write it down.
Fucking opposition.
Are you letting the Primogen decide who gets the embraces and who, benefits?
Yeah, I will delegate that to the Primogens. They can choose who they want to embrace.
Okay. I think this is a charisma leadership or charisma politics role. Probably politics, because you are peddling favors here.
Okay.
This is a tough fuck up, and a lot of people are gonna have to do a lot of repairing. So, let's put it this way: you're not gonna necessarily get screwed here, and Andy is probably worth a -1. Okay, let's work through this. Status would apply. So that brings us to 10. Andy is another -1 because gods, he wants to fix this, and they would see, quote unquote, at least one of your people actively working to fix it. Let's see. Presents, I assume you're smart enough not to use on them, but Mythersaria 1 would give you an additional -1.
Yes, I would totally use this area, but not presence.
And let's see. What can anyone else think of anything else that would apply to this?
Not easily, to be honest.
Not really.
Common sense could help, please.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
If I make a case for leadership, natural leader would apply.
Natural leader gives you a bonus dice, though.
He wants to switch
It's
the
enough.
law role to leadership.
Yes.
Okay, so you're working the poll. I think you wash out like an 8 here. I don't think Torbrand's respect matters a great deal here.
Yeah.
No.
Are you spending any of your money to bribe any of these people with benefits other than just embrace rights?
Actually, bribing would work on some of them.
It would help. It would delay the arms project, though. You would need to essentially wait till we're done with the first 3 or 4 downtime actions before you could really proceed on that, because you would be using a lot of resources to boost other people's efforts.
Yeah, but I could use the meantime that the armed project wasn't a high priority due to the political conflicts. But yeah, I would use my resources.
Jackalor might end up getting fucked for resources. The Nosferatu don't have that many, I'm pretty sure. The Toreador have quite a bit, but the Toreador aren't particularly pissed at you. It will matter how the Ventru are doing. Okay. The Ventru Primogen is pretty crap on resources, but Andy, she's pretty good at this, but Andy and Billy would benefit from it. And what about the Brew? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say that this would be an additional -2 as far as the clans that are inclined to be on your side are concerned. Because a lot of them would benefit from the prince's generosity enough to potentially make it easy to go up a dot. But
Okay.
it would still be charisma politics, so you would be rolling at a 6 by my calculation, I think.
Yes, that's a little bit better. I would totally be using willpower. Don't see a reason not to.
Alright.
The 6. And I have what I have on charisma. I have eloquent on charisma, and politics. I have Camarilla politics.
I think this qualifies.
I can't imagine why.
Okay, so
Cool.
that would be 6 successes.
Good
Well,
job.
the Malkavians, seeing that a lot of gifts are being distributed, I think Walda would come and visit you privately and let you know that essentially, while there is enough territory in Fillmore for Malkavians right now, there might not be in the future, and if you could see it clear to giving them either St. Anthony or the Lard, she would be very, very happy with you.
Okay. More bribes to distribute.
None of the gang will
I would
visit
say
you, I'm
that-
pretty sure.
Yeah, say that I will keep that in mind. And she was asking for St. Anthony or Dillard, right?
Yes, essentially one of the neighboring territories. The Lard preferably, but St. Anthony will do as well.
Hmm.
I don't think
Who is
Corbin
on?
would like it.
Yeah, I was going to see where Dortmund is.
Milneberg.
Thorbrand is in Milneberg.
Yeah, I would definitely not give St. Anthony to them.
Don't want Melks next to Thorbrand, can't imagine why.
No, I could give them Dillard.
Okay.
So everybody gains besides Sig and Grell.
The Ventral Primogen would at some point inform you that, the other two Ventral would be happy with you, but she would inform you that she thinks you are not serving your clan particularly well at this point. In private, of course, but you did not immediately confirm their rights to business in the city. You have been neglecting their needs. And what the actual fuck? It's like they're on the last on your list the whole time, and like you take their loyalty for granted, and it's supposed to be a two-way street, goddammit. And she is fucking working her ass off to clean up your mess.
I would inform her that it's actually one of my priorities, but anything that I do to the venture would just be impossible in this city with the current gangrel and other opposition. As they see that I am the Ventru, not that I have a clan to deal with.
Okay, this would be what we call an incidental role that, crops up. Do you mean any of what you're saying, or are you just trying to get her to fuck off?
Actually, he means he would love to give stuff to the Ventru, but the way that the other clans are seeing it's obvious that they see that he is the only Ventru that matters, and if he does anything to the Ventru, it's just more power for him, not to the clan.
Okay, give me charisma etiquette at 8 bacon. To convince the Ventru Primogen that you are actually on her side after all.
Okay, more willpower. What difficulty again?
8. This has been brewing for a while.
Oh, it's fine. 5 successes.
She, for now, accepts the political realities of the situation. Okay, so who wants to be rolling the
Me.
1d50 Demi?
Top of the list.
Low is good, right?
No. So, you know how you were talking about that piece with werewolves? 1d10 for severity, Demi. High is bad. In this case.
Yep, there went my downtown.
Hey!
No.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That's good.
Better shit.
That's good. That's very, very good.
Buenos dias, werewolves.
So, at this point, are there any NPC actions we need to resolve right now? I think one of them is Gretchen trying to fix this.
Potentially.
Okay. They probably aren't as eager to go to the other side, but they would ask Vivian to essentially give access to your influence. The risk in this is essentially that they might start learning or figuring out who they can talk to and start drifting in on your territory.
Who is it?
It's
What's it
Gretchen trying to fix Bacon's major masquerade fuck up.
I give access for it pretty easily. It's all good.
Alright. So we're gonna assume that that is something that essentially is easy enough that doesn't matter. Okay, for dealing with mortals, Dominate applies fully, Presence applies too, I would say. Instead of the whole 3, because Dreadgaze is useless for this, and she probably has... Well, she has Andy and Billy working with her, though she's probably taking the lead. Let's see, Andy. Andy is a Ventru and he has 2 in both Presence and Dominate. Would he be worth a -1 or -2, do you think?
-2.
Yeah, -2. 1 for
I
each
think about
discipline.
2.
This is...
For general, I mean, how high is his dominate particularly?
2. I'm gonna give her, since all the Ventru are pretty much working together other than the Prince, I'm gonna give her a -1 for each of the scrubs, because they don't necessarily have the full set including Mind Wipe, either of them.
Yeah, that's what I was really asking about.
Okay, so that brings us to an 8 plus whatever we can squeeze from Vivian helping. You do have a lot of influence and contacts. How's your influence spread? How much of it is overall and how much of it is specifically media?
There's only one in overall, 3 is in media.
Okay. A big
I
part
was
of
told
the
I can't go
problem
any
is
higher
the
in yeah.
a big part of the problem is the what's his face, the police and FBI investigation. So for all of the stuff you have, I'm gonna call it like a -3-ish.
Sounds good.
Because, yeah, the contacts in particular are valuable there. And this is a problem for everyone.
Yep. I think -3 makes a lot of sense for not necessarily me needing to like go in and roll stuff or anything, but just kind of helping on the periphery. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, yeah, eventually, after several months of her working her ass off, all of the Venture working their asses off, it does look like the situation is cleared up, and well, 3 is required for complete success. And she has been kind of in the background, but I would say this would take her partway at least to status 3. Because, you know, champion of the masquerade, essentially.
Yay.
Nice.
There's
And,
one thing. I keep fixing it all the time. Oh well.
well, yes, but you do it and make it look easy. She essentially has to work for months.
That's a good point.
Other than that, we have the Tremere. We have Leonard trying to save your resources, Jackalor.
Yay.
Well, this would be a wits finance roll. Auspex and Dominate would pretty much fully apply here, we're going to say. So that's -6. Did we ever say where he has contacts?
Don't think so.
He does have them in the financial sector, so we're going to say that he can roll at a 6. Because apparently
Holy shit.
all of his crap is focused there.
Wow. That's nice.
Of course, the Venture are gonna be like, our domain has been violated. Wait a second, the prince never actually said. Okay, so the Lord is... Well, let's see. How do we want to set this? Because the Lord would be interfering. Well, let's see how well he rolls and make a judgment call. Okay.
Aww.
You would go down to 3, but he saves a decent chunk of it. Apparently
Yeah,
the
I
bitch...
think that's worth it. I think that's worth it.
Yeah, the bitch apparently pounced on it as soon as she went back. So it's like, ooh.
Yeah. Worth it though. Worth it.
Okay. Other than that, well, the Malks are happily gathering trivial boons, finding people on occasion, and, well, Cher's building a private army, Michelle's trying to gather information, you can well see what's going on. In terms of...
I do believe that a couple of them were supposed to be starting to take control of some of our the rights we've been given, the whole courts and shit like that?
Yes, they would be, but I can determine how quickly that is proceeding. Essentially, on my own. Once I
That's fine. I was just making
Yeah.
sure that was taken into
they
consideration.
they would some of them would be looking into that. Yes. Okay. As far as the incident of werewolves goes, with an intensity of 1, they hand you some dead mutated rats, and eventually you would find out that one of the Nosferatu is sad because some of their pets never came back from the swamp. So, a relatively minor thing. But then the fun thing happens, and one of these fun days, Archie shows up at the chantry, Jackalor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at first it looks like just a big slab of ripped up meat, and then you see the fur and the mutated wolf jaw, and oh.
Yeah. Oh.
There seem to be claw marks when you see him turn around to put it down all down his back. You see them highlighted as, he bends over against his shirt. And
Yeah.
if you are willing to take it as payment for the minor boon that was owed to you, you can add 2 points of
Yes.
werewolf blood and a flesh sample.
Yeah, I'll add it to my inventory.
Yes. And that was minor from you to you and minor from Archie to William from... There we go. That's been paid. Excellent. Epic.
Mm-hmm.
You find out pretty soon, cause apparently Archie just takes it to Elysium and shows it all to Gangrel.
Clap, 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 clap.
Pretty soon, there's a werewolf using the prearranged way of contacting you, whatever that is, and one of us has been murdered. We want the guilty party found. This is your fucking chance to prove that you mean this cooperation bullshit.
Okay, I need to talk to a certain Gangrel elder. Give me a little bit.
I'm probably celebrating with Archie. I don't think Vivian would tell me that she's, talking with werewolves and whatnot.
I totally would tell everybody I'm talking with the
Oh.
werewolves because I then mentioned I was trying to form borders.
I'd still probably celebrate with Archie.
Yeah, when you look at Archie, when you see him just stretch and his collarbone is now covered by green scales.
Yeah, no. I'm not sure. The celebration is probably going to go for a bit. In the meantime, sort of like when the celebration a little bit dies out, would I be able to, just try to do the same thing with the previous gang girls and just talk to Archie, see how's it going on? Is he okay? Does he want to maybe normalize again? He's going to come back, etc.
He just tells you that it's his swamp now. The werewolves can just move out if they have a problem.
In my heart, I feel very, I feel very proud. I give a nod and just congratulate him some fucking more. God bless.
Apparently, Demi approves of this message.
Epic, I don't think he's helping you.
No, he's not.
No, probably not. I'm probably going to be supporting Archie.
I think I
Sorry,
need to
sorry.
add clan status to him now.
Yeah, you do. Hey, I'm sorry, Epic, but werewolves are still cunts. And Archie did a good.
You violated their borders.
Hey.
Listen,
This is our swamp now.
vampire domain works by staking a claim and clawing anything that interferes with it, okay?
See,
Well,
we have a more primitive way, Epic.
I'm going to have to revoke my my vote for you as prince.
Wow, rude.
No, you're obviously far too chaotic and not even willing to try and negotiate shit. So, no.
I'm celebrating with Archie right now, so in a sense, I'm happy. But if you're able to persuade me otherwise to sort of calm down and look at the other side, I probably might come to my senses. It's up to you this here.
Demi, we do
We've
need to
done this
keep
for
this
multiple-
moving along, so make a call.
That's why I can't talk to you much. We're supposed to be in downtime and going through this fairly quick.
Yes.
If you're
What?
saying that you're just going to support Archie, that's what you do.
You need to make a call, Demi. Which way would you swing, assuming that Vivian did talk to you, because she would?
Okay, persuasive. Well, I've had these talks with Vivian for a lot of times, and she was usually right. I'd end up with Vivian.
Okay. Unfortunately, by the time you come back, Archie's gone.
I find out where Archie went.
He's flying over the city right now.
We're going to have to go gather him.
There we are.
Okay, so you want to
we can make
chase
this
him
a lot more
down?
simple. No, we can make this a lot more simple. I tell Archie that we need to have a talk, and yes, his primogen is also going to be there for it.
Okay, the obvious question would be why? How do you convince the crazy werewolf blood drunk gangrel to listen?
Well, let's see. Werewolf drunk gangrel. Obviously, there's simply going to have to be a talk about, appropriate places in which to go and kill the werewolves. Strategy meeting,
Okay. Give me a charisma expression at 9. Archie isn't a moron, but that might work.
You need to make up your mind. Is he blood drunk and wants to actually talk about how to kill werewolves or not?
He doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to do it on his own. He's not interested in waging a war. He's on a crusade. He's a one-man army. He can do anything.
Just continue trying to avoid me ever rolling any of my things I specialize in. Oh yeah, this would totally be fucking expression. He cares about how I form the words particularly well. Yeah. Well, I'm not spending a willpower point on this. If he disagrees, I'm going to have a fucking parties come in and hunt him down. So, you can't fucking avoid me.
I don't think that's legal unless you make yourself prince.
I didn't say I was going to have a blood hunt, you fuck. We're just gonna take him over to the werewolves. That's all.
If you
Sounds
give
like
me
a
a
plan.
boon, I may declare a bloodhound on him for you. Just give me a boon.
Okay, guys,
That would actually be
how
fairly tempting how this goes, but
how do you wish to handle this?
you already told me how to handle it,
Okay.
so that's what I'm doing.
Then give me the roll.
Manipulation expression, wasn't it?
You can use charisma expression. I'm pretty sure that's a much better roll for you.
It's 1 die, but yeah. Difficulty 9.
Yeah, I would say so.
That might be enough to actually convince him to just come over here. I have eloquent. Not sure if it matters or not. It should, it's expression, but I don't know how you're doing that. So hey,
No, that would count. Yeah, he would come back. The fact that he's wounded would swing the difference. So what would you do with him?
well, I believe that what we need to do is give him over to the werewolves. So, as long as I can get Demi to come around and agree on that, then we'll need to. I think the easiest thing to do is actually just contact the werewolves and arrange a bit of an ambush on Archie.
Are you
Sounds like
gonna sell out one of your best supporters who isn't a cunt like Maxim?
That's
thing
the
is-
thing, though. I would like to see with Vivian. Is there maybe a solution where killing people is not an
You
an
have
option?
enough successes
really want that
banked
too.
that you are pretty sure peace will not break down with the werewolves based on this. They just
Good.
do aggressive negotiations, even if you don't necessarily give Archie over it. You just need to throw them some kind of a bone.
Ah. Okay. How
You-
about we completely remove the vampire presence in the swamps then?
You can promise that. You're gonna need to stake Archie until the madness wears off, cause the swamp is his.
Yes, I'm aware. Would that be able to be done, Demi? Could we see about just holding Archie back until the madness wears off?
I mean,
And give them the.
yeah, he's not
That
going to
should
die,
work.
and he's not really himself right now. So yes, I would probably support that.
They
Alright.
would want you to probably send one of your people to risk their life hunting down the 1 or 2 or possibly 3 gators he would have managed to ghoul by now. But other than that, yeah, you can do this. You just need to commit someone to cleaning out the nasties from the swamp. They would eventually be willing to accept that.
Fair enough. Still, I just need something.
Negotiations and diplomacy. High five, Demi.
High five. Nobody dead, just staked.
Archie would probably tell them if he was present that if they want to make an issue of it, he will happily accept a duel as soon as he heals up, if any of them think they're tough enough.
Let's not have Archie be over there.
at all. At all.
We don't want his death or possibly war. So yeah, let's go with just staking.
Yeah.
Okay. Archie's very unhappy with you, Demi.
I know he is, but he's also kind of fucking crazy at the moment.
What do you tell the clan about this?
I mean, to the sane people or to the older people?
All the people.
Older people. I would probably try and. I would try to be reasonable actually with this because Vivian sort of did the same with me. So basically, just going like, fucking Archie went alone. He's fucking crazy. He's basically fucking crazy and had troubles. everybody in the city is avoiding, trying to avoid war. We, as part of the Camarilla city, have to also kind of work together and not actually, do shit that independently and make fucking bad shit happen.
Okay. Probably with both you and Maxim pushing this, they would accept this. Though staking a hero who took down a werewolf, or taking down a werewolf right after he gained clan status, that's the kind of shit that makes you look like a bitch, Demi.
Hey, what else is new?
But okay. Sure, crisis averted. So, second downtime action. Demi.
Yeah, we said already that was going to happen yes, at the same time.
This
The
is,
intimacy.
at this point, would be about where the hunters would have attacked you.
Okay, so I would probably have healed up like any sane person. So what should I be at in terms of hurt?
Assume that these take place over extended period of time, don't worry.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so yeah, after she's already kind of broken down.
This is
And-
both breaking her down and just how well
Putting
that
her
is
back
going
up.
in general.
Okay, so just not actually putting her back up, just seeing how if putting her down, breaking her was successful, basically. Yes, right?
Essentially, this would be kind of to strip her of her inhuman virtues, essentially.
Yeah. And then I'd probably take another downtime action later to build her up again with her own, with the actual good virtues.
Yeah, once she flipped over.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same process as I think I would have always done, not actually being in a sense actually intimidating her, but just my presence and how I scared her. So I'm thinking like going sort of a charisma and intimidation way.
Yeah.
Trying.
Yes, you
I-
can do that. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. -2 for presence, -2 for previous successes, and another -2 for your status once she realizes just how powerful you are. So essentially half of your status. So that would take you to a 9, and you have protein 6. Well, you have a fuck ton of protein.
Yeah, which makes me basically kind of a beast in a sort of regard, so it makes me even more dangerous.
And you have a fuck ton of fortitude, you have animalism 3, just roll it at like a 4.
Okay. It's just breaking her down. She's already breaking down. I don't think I'm going to spend willpower here. So just rolling.
Right.
Yeah.
Forceful
I
does
think I said-
apply.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Let's discuss it then.
She's a sad panda.
Don't worry, she's going to be a happy panda soon. She just has to stop being a bad, monstrous, mutated panda.
I think I'm
That's how it
gonna
works.
strip a dot of courage from her as well at this point.
God damn it. We need that courage.
Because I'm not.
That's how you work, Demi. So
Papa bless. It's okay.
She just every time she's actually, yeah, that's 7 successes right there. Oh,
I'm not even trying to
she
be
only
intimidating.
she only had 2 instinct to lose. Yeah, I'm just gonna take her
Oh.
courage to 1 as well. Because
Oh no, she has no.
you
God
turned
damn
her
it, Demi.
into just a little bitch.
actually, if I'm well, yeah, I think that is enough. I'm not gonna take her permanent willpower. She's just deeply traumatized.
Fair enough.
Because you are trying to
Yeah,
fix her.
Yeah, it's just that I'm coming out as intimidating as fuck.
You are somewhat intentionally doing that. You know it.
It's a Pavlovian
I was
response. It obeys or it gets the claw again.
I mean, I would have gone with something like, a charisma, empathy, and expression, but it just makes sense that she would also view me with that intimidation. That's why I went charisma, intimidation.
So, who was next around the circle? I think it was Epic, right?
Yeah.
Last time, yeah.
Okay. Let's just keep that order then.
Yeah. This downtime action is going to be put for well, I think this is where I'm just gonna try and gain the harpy status. You know.
Okay.
I talk to people, they talk back to me, I get them to come back and talk to me.
Status and contacts, I'm gonna say, would apply for this. As would... let's see, enchanting voice would apply. And you have a fuck ton of aspects. You can roll charisma empathy at a 3. Here, you may roll your strongest stat because that's probably your communication style.
Hey, gain trust, baby. Gain trust. Just 7.
Well, you are certainly the harpy. And at this point, yeah. The area around Fillmore and the city park is rapidly becoming the center of the vampire community. And the Ventru, not so much yet, but the Nosferatu are definitely on the outskirts. Alright. That is good. So, we went for Bacon. Next round circle, I believe. So.
No, it's Jackalor.
Jackalor? Really? Okay, Jackalor.
Yeah.
But Jack's not here.
Isn't he?
No?
Oh, I thought he said he was going to be right back.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
Bacon. So, Bacon. What's your next action?
Next action. I think that working on the hunters should be what I do now, just making sure that I don't get tracked, some security measures.
Okay. So, are you trying to change your name? Are you trying to move your assets around secretly, establish cover identities? What are the doings here? You could essentially take the opportunity to try and build up a cover identity, like an alternate identity.
That would be what I was going to say. I'm trying to make a new identity, slowly transfer everything that I have to this identity on the most discreet manner as possible.
Okay. Okay. You have politics, you don't necessarily have anything else that can be used, but you do have people to help you. Okay. Your presence and your dominate would apply. So you would be able to do this. And Andy would pretty much have to help you. Because he's the one that has finance and law, etc. Okay. So. Presence dominate apply, so that's -9 for those. And you have Mythosaria, so that's... we're gonna say that applies as well. And Andy has valuable skills, so we're gonna call that a another -2, but this is going to be rolled together with maintaining your resources. So we're going to call this a charisma leadership, actually, because you are rearranging your whole organization. And
Okay.
this will essentially, you want a fuck ton of success on this. And this would tie together with maintaining your resources.
Okay. I would spend willpower, and what is the final difficulty?
I think it comes down to a 3 on charisma leadership, but essentially, since you're establishing a new background, we're gonna say that it's like 3 successes for every dot of alternate identity you're getting.
Okay. Let's go. I suppose that my specialities would apply. I
What?
have eloquent on charisma and noble on leadership.
Eloquent probably does.
Leadership, no.
This wouldn't be enough to effectively maintain your resource, so you're gonna have to do maintenance of your stuff separately. But you can add a proper set of documents, so essentially 2 dots of alternate identity or other traits, to hopefully ensure that you don't get fucked. Alright, and Jackalore.
Yeah. Second downtime action, right?
Yes.
What would the role be to improve relations with my own clan?
Charisma etiquette.
I have 4 dice in that. Let's say that's a no for now.
You could go for manipulation etiquette, but I will say that essentially... how would I do this? If you think you can scrape together a low enough difficulty, you can roll manipulation etiquette, but it's gonna be whatever difficulty it is +1. So if you roll 1 success or less, you get
Problem is
fucked.
it's gonna be high difficulty because I don't have enough good stuff for it.
You do have aspects and thaumaturgy at relatively high levels. You could just be helping people out and...
True. So, how much would thaumaturgy and aspects reduce difficulty?
Let's see. Well, we're gonna say that the first 2 levels of thaumaturgy are common as dirt and nobody gives a fuck, so -3. And aspects is incline as well. We're gonna say same thing. First 2 levels are essentially meh. So another -2 for that, and we're gonna say like a... well, -3 for the rare rituals you have. So
Yeah.
that would be a total of -8 so far, and you could teach the focused mind, so -9, so you'd be rolling at 6.
+1 difficulty from... so -8 total if I do
It
manipulation.
would be +1 success if you use manipulation, not +1 to the difficulty.
Oh. So difficulty 6.
You know what? I will let you use charisma expression to try and make a few friends.
Yay! 6 dice at difficulty 6.
You know what? Wait a second. You have occult above 5. I will give you another -1 for being, exceptional at that, beyond most people's limits.
Yay, difficulty 5. I'll spend a point of willpower on this.
He wants to be liked, everyone!
Well, of course he does. It's his lowest thing.
Who are you and what you did?
It was a 1! He got a 1!
And he needed 4.
So you're not -3 successes in the negatives as you used to be, you're -2 in the negatives.
Oh well.
Still better.
Make
It's
sure
better.
to write things that are essentially in progress down somewhere. And keep in mind, you do at some point need to maintain your things. Epic, give me 1d50.
Okay.
Why are we going lower?
That might be something really spicy.
Why are we going lower?
Neonate gets overambitious. Roll for severity.
Oh.
D10, right?
Yeah.
7.
It's a player.
Oh, this could... Who has a lot of neonates in their clan? Oh,
Malx, Gangrel.
Actually, I think a few clans are about to have a lot of neonates.
Yep.
Yeah.
those fledglings don't count.
Oh, fledglings don't count? Okay. In
Who's-
that case, it would probably be Malkavians, particularly.
Okay, I think pretty much every player has likely neonates under them, so give me a luck roll, everyone.
Well, I don't really have neonates. I have Ancilla mostly.
Yeah, lowest roll gets fucked.
Hey.
But since I have like mostly Ancilla,
Yeah, same. I have Andy.
You still roll, from my understanding, Jack.
Yeah, you do
Oh.
have Leonard, and Michelle qualifies as neonate as well.
Hey!
So does Charles, so who got fucked?
Bacon.
Would be me, but I only have Andy.
Billy. Is that Billy?
Is Gretchen still in neonate? And Sile starts at 75, but we said that I think we said we considered her an Ancile from now on.
Yeah,
I think we
we
did.
did.
I think we said that she got enough status and stuff and does enough work that she just is a very, very young Ancile. Just barely changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll a luck die. Bacon. If it's high, it's not Andy that fucks up.
Nope,
It's Andy that fucks up.
Yeah, the temporary prince. Oops.
Well,
Okay, so there is a scene in the middle of Elysium where Andy publicly asks Vivian to explain what the fuck is it with these negotiations with werewolves and why isn't he more in the loop? The gag roll are just standing there like, is he like a retarded or something? It's like, I mean, he's brave or very, very stupid, like, what the fuck? Turns to Halfdan and you and launches into another fucking... And when are we gonna get a report on your fucking project?
I don't care. Wait, what project? I don't even fucking know. Wait, what?
The Zimitzi.
Oh, yeah.
The Seneschal demands explanations.
I think in character I would be trying not to laugh as well. God, this is too funny.
Well, yes, but he's done this before. He faced you down. He certainly has balls.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
yeah,
a
it's
cool-
balls, but balls come in two ways: either brave balls or stupid balls.
Well, looks like we know which ones he's got.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He's gonna bring order to his new empire.
Is he just gonna ramble on now for the rest?
I'm gonna make 2 rolls for him. Charisma Intimidation. At 9,
Nope.
as it should be. And with self-control. So eventually he stops and tells you that he expects a written report or for you to visit the tower in fucking person because it's high time, and he heads off.
I think that after a little bit, after he leaves, like just as he gets out of sight, I think I'd start laughing.
I think Vivian is just gonna have a little grin on her face at the ridiculousness of what just happened, but
So that second dot of status that he was almost at, maybe not just yet. How's that for a random event?
Great.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
If, you know, that roll I made was to see if the Bruja got hit by it. If that had been the case, there would have been an Anarch faction.
no Anarch faction. We're good without that so far.
Still a good laugh for the night.
Okay then. Okay, so, why don't we take a quick 2 minutes here, and, we can continue in a moment. Keep in mind, you do still need to roll to maintain some of your, backgrounds at least, so make sure you budget in actions. You only need 1 success per dot to maintain, but, just budget that in
Okay.
your action economy.